And you did kind of an interesting video, had something to do with oral hygiene?
Yes, I posted this video of me brushing my teeth with the caption, "It's been a while since I've done this," because my mental health was in such a bad state where it's like I wasn't even taking care of myself. Like there were a couple people who were like, "That's disgusting," but then there were so many people who were like, "I can't get out of bed, I can't clean my room, like I haven't brushed my teeth," and then they were like, "This is reminding me that like I should go do it." Like, so I made a duet chain, and every single day I brushed my teeth. Every night I would brush my teeth before going to bed, and I would post the video to remind my little family of followers that I had back then to brush their teeth every day.
You were responsible for the big dental hygiene increase of 2022, right?
Welcome to the Future of Education podcast, hosted by Mackenzie Price. Mackenzie is the founder of a revolutionary new school model that's disrupting education through AI. Join us as we discuss the latest in education innovation.
This is a really exciting day for me because I am getting to interview one of my daughter's favorite TikTokers. This girl's name is Ashley Barnes. She is 16 years old and she's got 2.5 million followers on TikTok, and she is spreading incredible messages. She's all about mental health. And that is something that is so important. And I can't wait to dive into talking about like, how can social media be seen as something positive for mental health, not negative like we hear so often. So thank you so much for joining me, Ashley. It's such a pleasure to get to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So you have a really interesting story about how you grew your TikTok channel and just how you ended up in this. Do you mind sharing it with us?
Yeah, so I started posting June 15th, 2022. I was 14 years old at the time.
So this is like right after 8th grade, your summer before you're going to high school.
Summer before high school. Directly after 8th grade, I like literally the last day of school posted the first video that kind of was like the day I decided like this is what I want to keep doing.
Okay.
I had a really rough time in school with my mental health, with bullying, with friendships. I kind of had the whole like shebang of it.
Well, if you don't mind, let's talk about that a little bit. Middle school is such a brutal time, right?
It really is.
It's so hard. I mean, I still, I'm 48 years old and I can still remember some of those times with like friends or, not friends, right, in middle school, and things that have stuck with me forever. And it is a tough time. And so you went through kind of that challenging middle school experience, and bullying was a problem?
Yeah, it actually really is at my school. A lot of the neighboring towns know our school, kind of like my hometown school, as that, because we just have such like a mean atmosphere. And
Why is that? What do you think created that?
I'm not quite sure. I just think like once it starts happening, especially with the rise of social media, like kids can turn that and use it in a mean way. And it just makes it like you can't, like if you're being bullied at school, you can't go home and escape it because it's online too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, people can get attacked. I think what Taylor Swift's, one of her lyrics is like, if you say it in the street, that's a knockout, but you say it in a tweet, it's a cop out. And I think kids are using social media to like attack people, and they can do it anonymously and they can spread false things.
Yeah.
It's rough. So I'm so sorry that you went through that in middle school. That was rough. So you had a really tough 8th grade year. Bullying was an issue and your mental health was suffering.
Yeah, it really was. I kind of, because of my academics, I was so scared that like if I wasn't doing everything possible that I wasn't going to make it. They tell you like you need to go to a good college to get into like a good job. And so I was stressed taking like every honors class I could do, doing homework after school. Like I never really had time to like hang out. Like I would never ever get to do anything else but school on a school day because of the amount of hours of homework I had.
So you were a student who was feeling that pressure to like you need to perform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And it's interesting because some kids I think will fall into that. I did that. I was like, okay, I got to be good at school. Other kids will check out and be like, screw this, I'm not doing it, right? But you were one of the kids who's like, okay, I'm going to play the game, but it's hard.
It is. It is very hard.
Okay. So you had a lot going on.
Yeah. And then after like 8th grade with the video, like I posted it because at the end of the year, I kind of found like this little group. We were kind of quiet, and I like had friends that like genuinely cared about me, and they did not care what the rumors said. They didn't care what people said, because when I met people, they'd be like, wait, you're really nice. And it was like,
Wait,
what have
you're
you
really
been
nice.
told?
Yes, isn't that the worst? You know what? I will tell you, Ashley, that is one of the few things that really gets me is I've had this happen probably 3 times in my life where someone will come up to me and like, you know what? I used to not like you, but now I really do. And you know what I've said? I'm like, that's funny. I liked you until now.
Yeah.
When you said that. So, okay. So yeah, you're like, okay, so you're really nice. Well, I'm glad you found these friends.
And so I posted a video and it was like a picture of me and a couple of them at like our last school field trip. And it was just something along the lines of like me a year ago would never expect to like be surrounded by people that genuinely love me. Like sometimes when you're struggling, you need to open your eyes because there like are people that are there for you that you won't realize because you're in this state of like focusing on like your own problems. And I just like had it got 200 likes. I didn't even want to post it. I showed it to my dad because I just wanted to like show him I was proud of the video I made. And he was the one who told me to like post it. So literally day one, my father has been my supporter. Aww. Shout out to him. But I posted it got 200 likes, but that's not like why I cared. The reason I cared was I had 2 comments on it from people. One of them was like I'm so proud of you. Like I went through the same thing. And then someone else commented like, wait, this makes me feel so seen. And it was just like kind of this moment where I was like, there are so many other people that have gone through what I have gone through or worse or similar, different experiences, but same lessons. And I was like, I want to reach people because I've just always wanted to help people. And I didn't realize like that this little app that I've been using for years since it was literally Musical.ly, that I could turn this and make it into such a positive thing. And every day after that, for the summer of 2022, I posted a video. Every single day I made sure to post a video.
And you did kind of an interesting video. Had something to do with oral hygiene?
Yes. So soon after my first post, I posted this video of me brushing my teeth with the caption, "It's been a while since I've done this," because my mental health was in such a bad state where it's like I wasn't even taking care of myself. And like there were a couple people who were like, that's disgusting. But then there were so many people who were like, wait, like I can't get out of bed, I can't clean my room, like I haven't brushed my teeth. And then they were like, this is reminding me that like I should go do it. Like this is giving me the motivation to go do it. So I made a duet chain and every single day I brushed my teeth. Every night I would brush my teeth before going to bed and I would post the video to remind my little family of followers that I had back then to brush their teeth every day.
You were responsible for the big dental hygiene increase of 2022, right? I think that was you. No, that's amazing. Well, what you were doing was you were kind of bringing this almost, secretive, dark subject around mental health and especially around teen girls. You were bringing it out into the light and helping other people realize like it's not just me who's feeling this way or challenged. And you really became like an inspiration for people.
Thank you.
So then your channel kind of grew from there.
Yeah, it did. And I've covered a lot of different topics and not every single video I make is in relation to stuff like that because then I would have reached like a small like audience. So I have made it a little bit more mainstream, but I do still love to go back to my roots and make videos still about many topics. I cover a lot of things that I like personally relate to that I think all kind of fall in that like similar category of like issues that teens and even children like go through with like mental health. I've covered I've raised sexual assault awareness.
Wow.
I performed a monologue at my school about it when I was 14. That was one of the first things I did at my school. It was kind of something that I was known for.
Wow.
And I posted a video of that previously. And so I've brought that up. I've also brought up like body image, positivity, like eating disorders. I've covered like a lot on my page.
Yeah. And you mentioned your dad has been an incredible person in your life.
Yeah.
And he's been very supportive of what you've been doing. And you've even brought content around that relationship of like dad-daughter dynamics, right?
Yeah. My dad has just always done his best to support my sister and I. He's always put us first. And so at first he's like, why is she always filming TikToks? Like, why are you doing that for an hour every day? And then once he realized like the people I was reaching, he was like, this is like really good what you're doing. And he was like all for it. Like if I was like, wait, can I film before we go to this thing? Like he'd let me. Like he has always been a supporter and he's been in videos and he himself has made an account on TikTok because I think he's a role model for other dads out there. My dad has a beautiful story, which I'm not going to share it because of him, but like he has started alluding to it on his online platform because there are so many dads out there that are filling this stereotype of like the mom with the kids and like they're not really like in their life as much and they're always working. And I think it was a good place for a lot of people to see such a dad and daughter in a healthy relationship.
A girl who has a strong and great dad influence in their life, that's huge. What's the advice that you have for those dads that are out there?
I'm thinking regardless what situation it is, like it's never too late to step it up. And my dad was terrified to be a good dad and just really focus on your kids, because I'm telling you, like when it comes down to two things and it's your kids and it's another thing, pick your kids, because they just need the love that you can give them. And even if you don't have a lot of stuff, like maybe you don't have a lot of money to give them things, like it's not what they want. They want your love. They need you there for them. They need you supporting them. And even if you don't understand it, like let's say you wanted your kid to do like sports, but they're not that type. They want to do like art, like just support them in what they're doing, because that's the best to foster them to like grow in life. Because I loved theater but was thrown into sports as a kid, and had I not been allowed to like switch and be like, hey, I want to do like singing, I want to do art, like then I wouldn't have been able to foster something that I love, and it would have just pushed your kid away from you. Because when they get old enough, if you want your kids to come back and visit you, if you don't want to be alone, you need to not ruin your relationship with them. You need to give them the love they need.
Shout out to good dads.
Yes, shout out to good dads.
So you're a junior in high school right now. And how do you manage school with having millions of followers?
It is very difficult. I go to a public high school, and it kind of puts like a big target on your back to have followers. It definitely makes you stick out. I was new to the town, so at first it was like completely invisible, and I was fine with that because I was bullied at my prior school. But with the amount of like, I'm in like 2 APs and the rest of them are honors. So I have a lot of homework, and it's like I go home and do homework for hours, and then I take a break so I can do hours of content creation, then go back to doing homework. And it's just like a lot of work, because it's like I'm taking all these like classes, and I don't even know if they're going to benefit me, because maybe I'll go into content creation full time. Like I'm not sure. And so it's really difficult at school, because sometimes kids will just like sometimes they're really nice to me. Like some girls like are really nice and they look up to me and they feel comfortable talking to me because I make mental health content. I've had freshmen come up to me in the hallway having panic attacks. Like, I know that like you're not going to judge me. And I'm like, it's okay. Like I'm here. Like I'll show you the guidance. Like, and so that was like super sweet. But then sometimes other people are just like, they just ask like the rudest questions, and I don't think they see us as like humans. Like they're like, how much do you make? And like all this stuff. And like, so do you think you're famous? And it's like, hi, I'm just trying to go to English class. Like,
yeah.
And so it's really difficult, and it's such a unique experience. Like none of the other kids at my school I can talk to about this. So it was nice to go on this trip and meet like people like your daughter who understand.
Yeah, what's going on? You have a lot to manage for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think the future of education should look like?
I think that the future of education should really be more tailored to what's best for the students. I think we need to stop just focusing on what we have done in the past and what we think is good and, well, this is the way it was when I was a kid. Like, I think we really need to try things and see what gets the best results, because there have been times where I'm sitting in class and I've genuinely like looked around and thought like, this is sad. Like, this is so sad. It's like I'm not very good at science. So I'm taking a lower level, like class level at my school for science, and all the kids are on their phone. The teacher barely gives work, and it's like, what? Because the next room over is an AP class where the kids are overworked and they're overstressed, and it's like, we need to be finding the balance, because you're not engaging these students. They're not engaged. They barely have enough time. Like if they do sports, they don't have enough time to do their homework. So it's like you either have to choose your smarts or what you're passionate about, and that should not be how it is.
That should not be the thing. And kids sitting on their phones in class is probably not a sign of a lot of learning going on.
And also a lot of kids are sleeping or falling asleep. The amount of time kids get sent to the nurse because they're like about to pass out because they're so tired from work is wild.
At the schools that I run, we don't have homework. So much of school today is a waste of time. Ashley, thank you so much for being here. I love that you're spreading this message around positive mental health for young women. You're a beacon of light for them, and I hope you keep doing what you do. And tell your dad, he's awesome. He rocks. That's all for this episode of Future of Education. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please do. And you can always reach out to me on Instagram or YouTube, Future of Education. Until next time, remember, kids are limitless, and it's our job to help unlock their potential.
Thanks for listening to Mackenzie Price and the Future of Education podcast. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, now is the time to do it so you can stay up to date on all our episodes. You can connect with Mackenzie on social media and be part of our daily conversation over on Instagram at futureof_education. For more info about the show and our guests, you can always visit futureofeducationpod.com. Lastly, if you're loving what you're learning, please leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts.